right, you guys, my audience, have no idea how much I wanted to play the Devil Went Down to Jersey, the Devil Went Down to Georgia for this one, but unfortunately, I did not have the finger ability to really keep up with all that, with the intense intro of it, and also the fact that many of it goes past like the much of the intro goes past like the 12th fret, and after the 12th fret right here, I have to freaking play like this. Uh, you will not hear me playing Devil One Times Georgia. Instead, you'll hear me play. Instead, frick it. I'll do my I'll read you guys. I'll sing you guys my my Bruins went down to Jersey parody of Devil went down to Georgia. All right, Bruins went down to Jersey. They were looking for some points to steal. They were in a bind because they were way behind, couldn't afford to make a deal. When the Bruins saw this hockey team lighting it up and playing it hot, then Bridget jumped up with a hockey puck and said, "Nico, let me tell you what. I think you might have guessed it, but I'm the captain of this team, and I can feel with Subban here that this game won't be clean. After that tough loss to Edmonton, give us a point or maybe two. What do you say? Come on, let's play, because I know we're coming for you." Nick said, "I'll tell you, Burge, you got a lot of nerve in this town. You better step backward on the attack. You old forties are going down. Bruins, you're taping up your sticks and skating down the rink because hell's broke loose in Jersey, and twice the Devils won't think. You'll get 2 points in standings if you put away the show, but if you lose, you're behind Buffalo." Anyway, Bruins win 5-2 against the New Jersey Devils at Prudential Center. Welcome back to Into the Den. I am your host, Jay Freeman, and that game was honestly one of the best. That game honestly was one of the most complete games of hockey the Bruins have played all season. I think honestly, if there's one game that the Bruins have played better hockey in than that one, it was easily the game against. It was easily the home game against Florida, where our second game against Florida, the one where we played at home and we won, and it was the one with the Jimmy Hayes memorial. But coming into this game, there was a lot of reason to be suspect about the Bruins. I mean, not only is this their second of 3 games over the course of 4 days, but they looked completely out of sync in the third period of that game against Edmonton, and the Devils are also really a really good team. Coming into this game, they were like 7-5-2, 7-3-2 if I'm not mistaken, but also the Bruins had one of the worst 5-on-5. The Bruins had some of the worst 5-on-5 stats in the league, especially in plus minus. Where coming into this game, they were minus 27 in 5-on-5 plus minus, which ranked 26 in the league. However, we had Jeremy Swayman in that, and yeah, Swayman. I forgot there's a tornado warning thing happening right now. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing a bunch of rain coming, but we had Jeremy Swayman in that, and Sway has in all but 2 games in his career let in at most 2 goals, and we went into this game going against Jonathan Bernier, who's honestly he's absolutely a reliable goalie, but part of me is just unsure as to why you'd put Bernier over Blackwood, unless Blackwood has been getting a lot of play as of late, which I'm not entirely sure about. But anyway, we go into the start of the game. Bruins. I did not expect Jakob Zaboral to get called back up. So to get called back up until later. But I mean, he's back, and he didn't look too bad. And the Bruins, as always, came into this game looking really good at the start, and but also they could not really finish any sort of havoc that they created in front of the net. Like they were just completely crashing the net, and Jersey's defense just is not giving them anything. Also, this was sort of a reunion game for two players because we had freaking Dougie Hamilton on the Devils going against his old team in the Bruins, and we had and us Bruins had Taylor Hall going against his old team in the Devils. But fantastic, fantastic play by Swayman, because even though the Bruins still, I have to I keep bringing this up because it's just omnipresent in every single Bruins game. We look slow. We are a slow team, and the Bruins got gas on a few times. But thank God Jeremy Swayman was. But thank God Jeremy Swayman is as good as he is because there were at the very least 3 breakaways this game that he just that he was spot on in robbing. The 2 I can name off the top of my head are Pavel Zacha right before the Jesper Boqvist high sticking penalty in the first, and what is it? Also, I'm sorry for scratching my eye, but also a fantastic snap, a fantastic just grabbing it with like a split second to spare snag of a shot of Nico Hischier in the second period. But about that high sticking penalty, eventually the Bruins end up icing it, and with 50 seconds gone in the penalty kill, Swayman gets quite possibly Swayman gets a delay of game penalty for quite possibly one of the dumbest reasons I've seen. I honestly did not really know too much about the Bro Dirt circle. Well, I know it's weird. I guess it's weird not knowing too much about like one of the biggest things done. One of the change to hockey made for one of the big named after the best goalie in NHL history, unless you think that Vezina, Hasek, Waugh are better, and I'm not going to argue with that. Y'all got your opinions, I got mine. But Swayman, but anyway, back to Swayman, and Swayman ends up Swayman sees that Chucky is coming back on to claim an ice puck from the Bruins, and Swayman sees that it's on its side, so he just goes taps it with his stick to put it back on back face down, and that ends up being a delay of game penalty, 4-on-4 for a minute 10. And thankfully the Bruins, the Devils end up killing their penalty of Jesper Boqvist, but the Bruins almost get a really good shorthanding opportunity, but they're stopped. But they do good enough to kill the penalty, and that's something that would come again later, as almost right after the delay of game penalty is served. Clifton ends up getting 2 in the box for clipping, and that ends up being you can't do that. So and Lazar almost gets another shorthanded breakaway during this penalty, and again the Bruins do well enough to the Bruins do so much against the Devils that they don't even get a single shot on in goal all power play. But also, oh my god, this first period was so chirpy. Like you had freaking Yanni Kuokkanen, and you had Subban, you had Dougie, you had so many players on the Devils just trying to start shit with the Bruins. And honestly, the one thing I'm sad about is that Anton Bleed was playing and not freaking Trent Frederick, so that so we didn't have Freddie telling PK, go make another workout video, bud. But speaking of Anton Bleed, he got his first goal. He got his first point of the season in this game, and it ends up being on a play that would be Halla's first goal of the season. And Coleman passes it to the center. Bleed puts it right on Bernier's pads, and Halla is there to chip it up and in. And that ends up closing out the first period. Bruins end up doing. Bruins outshot them 14-9, and yeah, they looked better, but there were still a few key things they could have. There were still a few things they could have fixed, again speed, and also just I didn't entirely like how it did kind of feel like our defense was sort of breaking down at some points, which we will see just a little bit later. But at the start of the second, and there was an odd man rush where the Devils were where the 3 Devils forwards were about to score, and but just a small redirection and made it so that every single one of them whiffed when trying to pass it to the center of the ice, and that was quite what is it? There was I think it was a pass from McDavid to Puljujärvi in the Edmonton game on Thursday, where Puljujärvi just slipped and fell on his ass, and that was sort of like, hey, didn't I see this 2 nights ago? But also Dawson Mercer gets 2 in the box for tripping early on, and the Bruins were, oh my god, this is quite possibly the best power play I've seen the Bruins have all season. And immediately they get 4 or 5 shots it's on in goal within the first freaking minute, and then Marchand at the top of the zone just snipes it in at the bottom through 3 players, and then Bernier's 5 to put the Bruins up 2-0. And then it happened. Trauma. Less than 30 seconds later, Dawson Mercer takes a nice pass across the streets from Andreas Janssen, who I think was also ours for a hot minute. I think it might have been the 2018-19 Cup run, but yeah, less than 30 seconds later, Andreas Janssen puts it up over Sway's leg 2-1 game, and I'm like, oh god damn it, god damn it. And I wanted to be reminded of the good parts of the Edmonton game, not the bad parts. And but a little bit later on, Swayman was able to just perfectly survive a net crashing, a powerful net front presence, a powerful net front presence by the Devils at one point, and from that, Marchand takes it and passes it to Fossa, who tries to take it from his favorite spot, the top of the face-off circles in the offensive zone, where Bernier manages to stop it, but he doesn't fall on it, and Marchand is right there to put it up between the pipes. It's 3-1 and 3-1 Boston, and from there we had a hall penalty where nothing really happened, where Swayman was fantastic. I mean, you got almost a whole minute of just it being only in Boston's territory for on a power play, and freaking sorry, almost a whole minute of the puck being in Boston territory, and Jersey just couldn't freaking capitalize. But a little bit later we got Carlo and Hishe both getting two in the box. Carlo apparently put an interference on Hishe, and Nico Hishe got two for unsportsmanlike conduct. Likely after that, both teams end up killing the 4-on-4, and but a little bit after that shot from Hishe that Swayman just snags out of the air, and that I was talking about a little bit ago. Jesper brought or Jesper, I forget which one it is, because there's some that are pronounced Jesper and some that are pronounced Jesper, but Brott takes a night. Dawson Mercer is trying to get to the goal, and he almost does a spinorama to and he's got both of the Bruins defenders on him, and he and at like the 270 point of the spinorama, he passes it to freaking Dawson Mercer, passes it to Jesper Bratt, who chips it in over Swayman, and it's like, why wasn't anybody on Jesper Bratt? And you could see Bruce Cassidy was freaking pissed at that. But we go into the third period, and I learned that the Bruins apparently have a -9 in point differential in the third period. Well, you can make that -7 because there's a small an apparent injury to Ryan Graves that wasn't called. I'm not sure if it was like too serious or not. I know freaking Jack Edwards was making fun of it because of course he was. But him being on the ground and eventually getting back up just a little bit later, guess it wasn't as bad of a. I guess it wasn't as bad of an injury as he thought, but and not like a trainer has to help him up, but like 5 to 10 seconds later he gets up. But Bruins take that opportunity to get a fantastic breakaway, and again, and this is where I was like, do the Bruins actually have good net front presence? Because you got Bergie and because you got Pasta and Marchand and just trying to crash the net. Bergie almost putting it in right in, but like a small, but within the havoc, the puck gets loose and like right in front of Bergeron, and where it's like, oh okay, boop, 4-2 Boston, and it was at this point it was like Bruins definitely in the third period when the Bruins, it feels like sometimes, like usually when they're on point in a period, they'll go from they will go from like insane barnstorming and aggression in on offense, and then at the halfway point of the period they'll usually try and play a little bit more conservatively and just clamp down on defense, and holy hell it worked. Devils ended up pulling Bernier at like with like 3 minutes left, and it took, I think, the Bruins until it didn't take the Bruins much longer to for DeBrusk to just be open at the top of the Bruins in zone in the center and just get a goal from across the ice. 5-2 Bruins, and again, honestly, it was a good bounce back game. I mean, the Devils, they played their asses off, and they might have been the better. They were definitely missing. They were definitely feeling like they needed Jack Hughes, but and I'm not going to be one to deny it. Jack Hughes is a fantastic player for them, and I have a feeling that if he was on the ice, this could have been a much more competitive game, maybe 5-3, possibly even 4-3. But the Bruins, their next game is at home against Montreal tomorrow on Sunday. But I think that is it for Into the Den today. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like. Click subscribe if you really like. Jake Tebow's GoFundMe is still in the description, and please help out. Please help that kid out, and tell your friends that I need to get better at playing guitar, I guess.